Shoreline. Looks delicious. And there's some something help. And there's AG13. He said that's the crazy shit. All right. Looks like it's gonna be interesting after this.
And we're back. We are back. Let's freaking go. Dude, incredible weather. Just want to show you. Okay, let's go. My apologies. Good. Don't blink, it's your boy Ink Official. Everything wants to having a wonderful day. It is super early in the morning. Don't really have little to do today. I'm gonna force myself in to see why. It's insane. Oh, for fuck's sake. There you go. Look at this. Guys, this is what a nicer morning we've had in such a long time. So this is officially the start of Canada Day. It is 5 a.m. It is a sunrise. It is super early, but it is super nice. And like I said, I don't have any videos to do, but I really wanted to come on here and just, just chill with you guys, just talk with you guys. Enjoy the nice weather. Even though we're not really enjoying it, we're enjoying it by filming it, so yeah. We started you can hear in the background, our boys' music or intro. We started our Canada's Day special. I'm gonna show you the celebration too, which is kind of nice. And again, possibly had a couple story more for Canada Day, which is kind of cool. The birds are completely going bonkers. And what is nice is even when we film here, there's so many birds that we're seeing. I really enjoy the fact that we found out how to do it and be able to show you, because the mirror didn't work. TikTok kind of worked, but you had the people message below, which is amazing when there's people talking, but when there's nobody talking, like, oh, na zdrowie. For me, for lunch, I'm gonna have to go back in. So there you go. So we start celebrating my my kind of day. So we just did a lot of chilling, We've been recording for 9 hours, which means that we started 9 hours ago, which means we started at, I want to say like 7. There's just no way. Oh, well, it kind of makes sense, right? We're for sure not gonna be staying up until 8 o'clock. I would love if I could go to sleep at like 7 o'clock, 6:30, 7 o'clock, right? I would absolutely love that, because that would allow me to go not party, because it's not really considered a party per se, but still I would love to do that. So yeah, so we've just been chilling, we've been listening to Treasure Park Boys, and I remember that I had movies to see, so we're gonna do a huge movie review. There's gonna be so many movies, it's insane. Then I'm gonna be talking about, well, just the version I'm gonna talk about it, and then I'm gonna be reacting to a Cyberpunk trailer that dropped 2 days ago. I was gonna react to it tomorrow, but I just can't pass on such a nice weather, you know. And what I do love is I used to keep all of my blinds closed. I'm French. Now we're keeping them a bit open, right? It is kind of sweet. It is kind of really nice, you know. It is kind of really nice, and you know, I kind of wanted to do the Canada Day as a sort of an apologies. I started the video with saying like, okay, well, I'm French Canadian, you know, not Canadian, I'm French Canadian, and I want you guys to see something, you know. One of my neighbors have a Canada flag over here, right? What I'm gonna say is gonna get me a lot of hate and a lot of, you know, but in the city I was raised in, the culture I was raised in, having the Canada flag up was like, dude, you know, you're kind of like a, not really a traitor, but like, no. You have the Quebec flag up, and most schools you have both flag up, because you need to have the Canadian flag up. So you know, of course I identify as Quebecois, but right now, and for the foreseeable future, I live in Canada. So I have to respect Canada. I have to appreciate Canada. You know, when people are coming from other country, they're immigrants, they don't say I'm gonna immigrate to Quebec. I'm gonna say I'm gonna immigrate to Canada. So yes, I love the fact that I'm Quebecois. I love the fact that I live where I live, right? But I want to be a bit, you know, more forward. I want to be a bit more thankful for the land that we have, you know. Um, the sad thing, the best thing is, like, over the years with making content, I met so many people, and a majority of them, when I say I'm French Canadian, they say, well, I'm saying I'm Quebecois. They say what? And I say I'm Canadian, you know. And ultimately speaking, internationally, globally speaking, this my identity. But I have to start accepting it. I have to start embracing it. I'm embracing it. Not everybody. For example, I'm gonna say something that's disgusting, okay? But you get, for example, there's, I know, like I think it's the Philippines, but like there's like 300 like island. Imagine if every island had a people, or not a race, but a culture. And you say, well, I'm from this island, I am an X, because this island number X, it's not X, it's just a figure speech, right? Some people, they take, like, for example, I heard people say I'm from Togo. One of the rare places that I've seen is Togo. I met 2 people from Togo, and it's a place in Congo. So there's a lot of places where you say where you're from, and they tell you, and you're like, I don't know that place, you know. For example, we see broadwise. We see, for example, USA, right? People don't say they say I'm American, but they say I'm Texan. Okay, well, I'm from DC. I'm from the Bronx. I'm from Florida. I'm Californian. I'm Floridian. You know, South Carolinian. And I think it's also a question of culture. You know, I think talking about your your identity as a country is a bit too broad. It's a bit too broad, right? But at the same time, it's weird because you take a place like Ireland, right? I haven't met a lot of Irish people, but the only place that I've heard from Ireland is Welsh, and they'll say, "Oh, I'm from Welsh," but then you think it's British, right? It's like, okay, Britain is one of the places that has a very importance to the where you're from. For example, I was having a live, and I had two people that came up. One of them was from, I believe she was from New Hampshire, and one of my friend Lucio, my boy, he was from more of the countryside. So they were talking about the place they were coming from, and the culture seemed different, which is kind of nice, right? And then even then, I'm lucky enough to be part of the sort of downtown mentality, downtown culture. But if you go like a really, really end the farm, and I'm gonna say something again that I'm gonna regret later on, but I keep on seeing there's a channel in my algorithm because I'm a fat fuck, but it's I believe a Chinese person, and she's cooking meat, right? And then the food looks so good, and then you look and it's really from like the farm, and then you realize that okay, well, I had another video and it said okay, well, this is the old tradition culture. What they do is they cooked it or they baked it in lard. This is why it has almost this gelatin texture, and I'm like, okay, well, the people they eat good. These people they eat good, and they're lucky. But would I know exactly where it is? No. Would I visit? I would visit for the food for sure, but you know, it's so odd because you don't know exactly where. And I don't think it's complex. Also, you think about the mentality that you have to have. For example, okay, well, I discovered. Well, I'm hearing or I'm sensing a little accent. Where exactly are you from? You know. And then I think there's a sort of giving up. I think the older you get, the more people get confused, the broader you wear. Like, I don't feel like telling exactly where I'm from because people don't know, right? And we're very lucky in Quebec because you talk about Montreal and you're like, oh, I know Montreal. Kind of popular, right? So when people ask me exactly, like, I would say I'm Quebecois, and they say, I don't know what that is. Like, this is where there's Montreal. Oh, I know Montreal. Which is weird that the city is more popular than the province. But hey, so today, and just to show you, look at this, bro. This is phenomenal. This is godly, dude. And just in time for the birds. Look at this. This is brilliant. Look at this. This is the nicest. But what I don't like is the clouds are coming because today there might not be celebration because of the temperature. There might not be anything, to be honest. It almost feels also like an agenda, right? See, guys, if you've been following the channel, chances are that you didn't start with day 271. Chances are that you started with day 100, day 50, day 10, a landmark, right? And chances are that you possibly heard me talk about or celebrating at Saint Jean. So you know how busy it was. Now, at Saint Jean, I had a bit more choices of what I want to do, right? So you have the Saint Jean, right? And you have the activity. For example, you have this. This is a Saint Jean. And this is Canada Day. Only that. Mm-hmm. The show I'm gonna want to see is from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock. That's what I want to see. That is what I want to see. But then what I'm gonna do is, which is gonna be important, just want to see, because there's a show that tell you the story of tennis, I guess. Am I super interested? No, but it's the only thing that there is. So might as well do it, right? I'm gonna go on Facebook. I don't have a Facebook account, so Facebook. Info election. There you go. And you have to. There you go. Perfect. I love that there's a whole half a page white. What the heck is going on? Okay, good. Oh my god, you know what's insane? Look at this. This is where I'm from. Well, this is where I live. Look at this. This is yesterday or this morning. And guess what? You see this little thing? I filmed there. I was sitting on it when I filmed. Happy had the day. Okay, good. So yeah, so there's not a lot of activities, and even if I'm looking, right now it's supposed to be raining. Right now, but it's not raining. Even if I'm looking, I don't think it's gonna be raining. Yeah, at night it's gonna be raining. That's why there's no show. That's just to show you, like, they didn't really celebrate Saturday, and that sucks, you know. So we're gonna go there. That's the only activity that there is. Listen, I have a choice between going to a sort of a party, if you will, and this. I think it's pretty cool. I think both are very similar, so I think I'm gonna be enjoying both. And I'm gonna be able to spend the night here. So the plan would be to sleep a little bit, wake up at like 12:15, 12:30, do a couple of videos here and there just to show for the day. And it would be cool to start the day with that, right? I'm gonna bring the 2 phones. I think I'm just gonna bring 1 phone, to be honest. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna be bringing 1 phone. I think that's enough. And we'll be good to go. We'll be really good to go. It's a shame there's no concert. It's a shame there's no fireworks. There's possibly be fireworks elsewhere, but it depends if it rains. If it rains, there's no firework. If it doesn't rain, there is. Ultimately speaking, this year is the year I'm taking it kind of off. I'm taking it slower, right? And it's less activity is sort of good, sort of apropos, I would say, right? I don't want to have the focus on me, dude. What the heck? I did this especially for not focusing. Fuck, dude. But at the very same time, you know, it is what it is, and I think it's kind of cool. So that's it for today. And like I was saying at supper yesterday, you know, it was today. I just wanted to come in, kind of explain myself a bit more because I was thinking about what I was saying. I was like, dude, you're celebrating the country you're from, and you're feeling the need to, because that's how I was raised. More than anything else, you feeling the need to be like, yo, I'm not from this place. No, you are from this place. Stop it. You know, I don't know why, but mentality has to change, right? So we'll go there like at 1 o'clock, right? I just want to come on here. The worst came to worst. What I'm gonna do today is I'm just gonna be chilling. I'm just gonna be chilling, to be honest. 100%, 100 freaking percent, because we're gonna be watching Trailer Park Boys the whole day, and because we're gonna be watching Trailer Park Boys the whole day, it's sort of like I said, I was talking about yesterday. Like, I really wanted to push the fact that this is, for me, this is Canadian. This is Canadian pride, you know. And I think that's what I'm trying to say today and yesterday. When I see the Canadian flag, I don't think this is my flag. I see the Quebecois flag as my flag. When I see the Canada politician, I'm like, yeah, they're my prime minister, but my prime minister is also French Canadian, right? Then I go further because I'm like, okay, well, to me, showing patriotism is watching Trailer Park Boys. It sounds silly, it is silly, but that's what it is, right? So yeah. Now what I'm gonna do is I got a couple of videos to film. I want to be out for like an hour, but I really want to sleep because I'm gonna go there all fucked up, and after that tonight I have a tournament. I have a tournament tonight, so I want to do it. I absolutely want to do it. Yeah. So love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Don't blink, it's your boy Yink. Welcome to this special kind of day video. I was supposed to be sleeping right now because we got celebration this afternoon, but I'm seeing this and I just don't want to go sleep. So today is day 271 of Project Vendetta. It is the 31st or the 1st of July. Yeah, it's the 1st of July today. It sounds insane that how fast it goes. And yeah, so like I was saying, today we're doing movie review. When I say one of the biggest movie review because we have so many movies. Some of them I watched yesterday, some of them I watched today. Today we were focusing on sort of editing, uploading. So it was a bit of a boring day, but I watched movies. So the very first movie that we watched was what? Was Alien vs Predator. We watched Predator. So the first one with Arnold. Because I'm watching on this application called Tubi. And Tubi gives you older shows or older movies. By the way, I got copyrighted, so fuck you. No, joking, but still. Isn't that movie like 30 years old? Chill. And you don't even see it, you just hear it, right? So, it's kind of bullshit. I'm gonna see if it's I'm gonna see if because I have to pay attention to that. I don't pay enough attention. Then I'm like, holy shit, dude, I have so many. I have so many freaking things that are not good. That was a brilliant sentence, bro. Wow. Wow. Okay, just give me a sec. Heaven or hell, we'll have to wait and see. Ladies and gentlemen. Because I know I uploaded this shit up, but I don't know when I uploaded 100%. Don't make a sound. Okay, so we're gonna do day 271. Yeah, I still have a lot to do today. Day 271. Everything X DPB Idol Part 10. Got a game, I got a movie, I got games, and I got Cyberpunk to check out. But what I'm afraid of is I'm not gonna be able to sleep. And today I want to celebrate kind of day with you guys. Boo. Good. So, like I said, we're watching the movies, and the choice of the movie is kind of it's kind of odd because yes, these are movies. I want to show you also something. I know it's very confusing, but trust me. Like you guys, I've been out for 20 minutes, and the amount of cloud that just came in is crazy, which I do think is nice because that means that I got the sunrise the best on camera, which is kind of the most important part, right? So you do have a lower amount of movie that platform like Netflix, like Hulu, like Paramount Plus, like whatever, right? And yeah, so you have a lower amount, and you have to be careful because at the end of the month, which is today, a lot of movies are going. So like, oh shit, I want to watch these movies, but they can leave today. So before we start with Predator, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead with multiple movies. Now seeing the end of the movie that I'm gonna do. There's Predator, Predator 2, Predator 3 wasn't on there, AVP, and there's Predator, Predator number 2. There was Predator Chucky. There was another movie. Yeah, Be Cool, which was okay. So Predator, the first one is in acquired taste. It's very specific. It's very sort of fan services. in the worst ways or in the best ways, right? And of course, when I compare the first one with the second one, in my opinion, the second one is better. But most of the second one I don't really like. I like the first one a lot more. So I think out of the two, I think the first is the better movies, but the second is the better scenes. Uh, the first one is so good is because you got a group of people that are mercenary. They're all action movie star, and they're going and they're hunting something, and like we don't know what we're hunting, but we're hunting something very specific, right? And it's the predator. He has his equipment. There's no mention of where he comes from. There's no mention of the lore. It's just a movie where there's this bad guy that comes out of nowhere, and you have to fight him. So this is really cool because it's just an action movie for being action movies, right? The fighting scene is actually pretty cool. Arnold is the biggest star, which means that he is the last one standing. There's this huge meme where there's him, and I believe there's a guy that plays Apollo, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure. And they shake hand, and you got their biceps, and they're both fucking huge. So it's kind of crazy, right? So the movie itself is actually pretty good. It's just the fact that Predator takes down the elite of man race or human race in such a little time, right? And it's like, okay, well, there's no really challenge, right? The challenge instead is Arnold understanding how it works. The beautiful, most amazing scene is at the end. Arnold does a battle with the Predator. He he didn't lose, he didn't win. Then he gets to prepare himself, so he uses all his equipment, all he has. It's a really nice, really well played, really well done. My only gripe with it is they did a movie in 2018, I believe, which is called The Predator, and they copied a lot of it. So I'm like, dude, what the fuck, you know? But at the same time, I think the first one is phenomenal. I think it's a great action movie. However, when you look at the second one, you see the second one is way better. Second one, we're gonna go with the second one because it's not in order, but I'm gonna do it in this order. Second one is a lot better. So now you're moving to the city. So the city increased the stakes, increased the game, increased everything, and it's kind of weird because today was a weird day. I watched movies again that I didn't choose. I chose, of course, but I didn't choose as priorities. And I was watching Bride of Chucky, and there's a lot of it that is sort of Chucky-ish about a second movie, right? So there is the second movie, and this one we're going really in the lore. The movie is a police force, and they're going in the streets and they're fighting. The first scene is they're fighting this almost guerrilla, and they put a lot of effort into showing that the guerrilla was super ready. There's nothing that's gonna come in their way. They're ready to freaking go, bro. They're ready to bang. If you like UFC, you know what I'm talking about. And then the Predator kills them also. Is to show that he was very strong. What I loved about the movie is all the police force, they had this specific gun. Almost a tailor-made gun, and like, holy shit, what's going on here? The graphics are not super good, but for the time, it's amazing. So then, he starts saying things. He starts saying the Predator, right? And he starts saying things like, holy shit, dude, this guy is possibly after me. And what is cool about the Predator is he goes in, and this is where the lore kind of is important. So the lore of Predator is their hunter, right? Which is sucky because you get a lot more Predator lore out of Enemy's Predator than Predator itself. Like, what the fuck, dude? But at the same time, you know, they do what they want. It's their IP, I guess. So, coming back to the movie itself is actually really good, really fantastic, because of just a bunch of elements. It's just like, for example, right? You don't know what it is, right? And the main actor is Daniel Glover. They play on the fact that he's black. Again, this is a movie from the 80s. There was possibly a lot of racism left. He goes to see the voodoos, right? He goes to see his brother. And his brother is very connected to the spiritual world. It's like, I know exactly who the demon is. And he has having vision, and he saw it. And you don't know if it's true or not, but he saw it. And the Predator is there. So the Predator goes in, and he's a hunter. So every single planet that he visits, right? Possibly the best way to see it is Predator Badlands, Predator Badland is possibly the best movie to understand how Predator works. So, for example, they'll say like, okay, well, there's this guy and he's weak and he's a runt and he's not strong. He has bad vision. He has like, I think he has like one arm missing. He's fucked, right? And he goes to the planet and he's like, dude, I'm gonna take care of the biggest, baddest monster, and I'm gonna get the respect that I deserve because I'm one of you guys, you know. So that's why when he comes to Earth, he goes to see like who the strongest warrior. The strongest warrior happens to be Daniel, the Glover character, right? So he follows him. You see the brother, he kills the brother, which is kind of insane, right? At the end, why it's such a good movie is because you're seeing a lot of the show. Look how nice this is. My 50% batteries. No, I did not know that was gonna get. I think it's sunrise. I did not know, so this is why the battery's so low, but it's okay. So like I was saying, you don't really get the lore of the Predator, but you get a lot of information. For example, he loses a weapon he used against Daniel, and Daniel pick it up, and then he used a weapon to cut off his arm, right? And then his arm is cut, so you get to see all his preparation, his equipment, what he has, how it works. So that is really cool. This is really cool because you're not necessarily seeing everything, but you're seeing a lot of the information that makes it like a great warrior. The best part about it is at the end he fights. He followed the Predator in the ship. He fights. He lose. The Predator lose. Daniel Glover character is surrounded by warriors, and they give him weapon to show that we respect you. So this is really fucking cool. This is really fucking cool. Now I could go with Bride of Chucky. I could actually go with Alien vs Predator 2. I could do that. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Right. So with Alien vs Predator, out of all of the movie of Alien Predator that I've seen, except perhaps for Badland, this is by far the best. I was never really a fan of the aliens. I was more a fan of the Predator. I don't know why. But yeah. So maybe because they're clever. I don't know. Like if you could do a sort of similar concept of Predator Badland with aliens, right? I don't know if you could. So Alien vs Predator 1 is one of the best movies of this franchise, by far. It is so good. It is full of information. It is full of freaking information. Yes, there's times it's a bit cringe, but the whole movie is just so freaking great. So freaking great. And the way it's written, it is written like a masterpiece. Now, I do know that there's books about Alien. I don't know if the book was well written or the script was well written. Don't think it matters. But hey, they did a good job. So the story is they discovered this place, right? And there is this weird warmth mechanism, right? So now they explore the scene, they explore everything, and they find out 3 cannons. Now, because you saw Predator, you know the cannons are cannons from Predators. Otherwise, you wouldn't know, right? So you go in, and you see the weapons, right? And like, holy shit, dude, those are Predator cannon, right? And they go on this hunt. There's this girl. Her father was really, she's the best. She's the most knowledgeable person. Holy shit, look at this. I just feel like I'm gonna be missing the whole thing, but it's okay. Yeah. Okay, it's okay. I didn't know because it was supposed to be cloudy this morning. Fuck. Got 12%, bro. Enjoy the 12%. Who cares? So yeah, so she go in. Now they find no cannon. Now the cannon, when they pick it up, it activates a sequence. They're trapped in the tomb. It's like a tomb, right? And then the aliens get birthed, right? So then they start reading because there's an archaeologist. They're there to like really read their writings, right? They discover that this is a hunting ground. They discover that alien or predator were coming here. They were directly to us, right? And this is insane because they show us a lot, but then the price was a lot, right? What they would do, it would take sacrifices. And the way the sacrifices explained is amazing. So basically you have a queen alien. Like, holy shit, this is dangerous, what's she doing here? You don't know why she's chained up. The way they delve the information, the way they give the information is amazing. Because you have a lot of elements. For example, you got the eggs, you got the crawler, you get the alien queen. There's a lot going on, right? So then what happened is, I didn't see Prometheus, by the way. This is why I don't know much about it. But So what happened is there is yeah. So when you pick up the predator used to come, and he used to ask us sacrifices. So what they would do is they would take people. They would hatch eggs of aliens, and the eggs would attack the predator. And when they would hunt, and then when they would lose, they would blow up everything. So this is why there's no proof. This again, super smart. Because why there's no proof of alien being there? Because they wiped it off, right? Because they lost, right? So they come in. Now what happened is, through the cannon, they were too late. There were too many eggs open, and there were too many people coming in. So then the alien comes in, and they free the alien mom. So the alien mom is coming in. So lore-wise is amazing. The whole story about the predator coming to Earth is amazing. My favorite part is possibly the fighting. I think the fighting is really cool. I think there's a lot here. I think there's a lot to show. I think there's a lot that is really noteworthy. I have to say, a lot of it is super interesting. A lot of it I highly recommend. The fighting is nice. My favorite part is at the end, like the predator knows that he's fucked. He's the only one. The unback groups of three, and his two comrades is broken, are killed. So there's this girl that helps him, and she showed like she's a good fighter, so he helps her fight, and at the end they win. So it's kind of cool. There's a bit of cringe moment, for example. There's a sled, right, and they run away from the sled. On the sled, they run away from the tomb. And the predator just trusts her, like, oh yeah, no problem, I'll take this sled. That's a bit of a problem. Now moving on, because I got so much to do, and I don't have the much time. The much time. Yeah. It's a shame because, like, you would have spent 20 minutes more and you would have been good. My 30%, which means like 10 minutes, not even 5 minutes, right? But I'm gonna go back in and I'm gonna record from back in. It's not a big deal. So the next movie is Bride of Chucky. So you guys know that I love Chucky. Again, recap, I discovered a movie which was Curse of Chucky. I bought it because it was in the cheap bin. I didn't have a lot of money. Fell in love with the series. I started watching the 1, 2, 3. And then I heard there was a Bride of Chucky and a Seed of Chucky. Now the fun thing is, Bride of Chucky and Seed of Chucky are horrible movies. They're shit. They're complete shit, right? And then so I started watching the 1, 2, 3 a lot. And I knew that the two of them were shits. I didn't download them. But years later, I was like, I don't remember watching that movie. Then we watched Bride. Seed is not on Tubi. So I cannot watch Seed. But Bride is such a horrible movie. So I'm going to talk about the good points, the bad points, because technically speaking, the movie is kind of like a masterpiece. Not a masterpiece like The Room, but it's supposed to be a masterpiece. For example, Bride of Chucky and Seed of Chucky are a comedy. So they realized that people were finding Chucky funny. They were finding Chucky to be likable. They were liking Chucky to be like creepy. They discovered that humor, because the primary reason for Chucky, the villain, is he makes his name and Andy Larkin. I said Andy Larkin. Okay, Andy Larkin. And Andy Larkins, right? This, the Church of All, and you see now this. Ooh, it's so nice now. The other side, outside. Not a big deal. The charge thing. I hate it. They look good, but except for the one that's still outside. Such a shame, dude. There's 10 minutes left, not even. And when you look at the original trilogy of Chucky, or Child Play, sorry, this is what it is. It's amazing. You start with a guy, which is Charlie Ray, which is kind of this evil dude that through voodoo was able to to resurrect, right? And then you have Andy, who is a victim at the first, right? And then in the second one, you have the realization that, okay, well, Chucky's gonna come after me, right? And Chucky, I'm the only one that can defeat him. And the third one, you get Andy running a military school, becoming a badass and killing Chucky. Now, I don't like the ending. I want Chucky to be the one to survive, you know? But hey, so and Brad and C, they're like, dude, you don't really need, right? And then what they did is they did Cult or Curse of Chucky, Curse of Chucky. That's the one I was watching a lot. Curse of Chucky, and like fuck it. Um, we're not gonna get Andy Barkin back. We're gonna get somebody else, which is Fiona Dourif, which is the daughter of Brad Dourif, who plays Chucky. Fun fact. So yeah, so all this is to say, so in Brad Chucky, they realized that it was kind of like a comedy. They really push a comedy, right? So talk about Tiffany. Tiffany, which is the ex of Chucky, she ends up being insane. Big surprise. And she wants to be with Chucky. So Chucky was asking her to marry him, but he didn't really ask her. She imagined it, so that's why she stayed loyal to him. She gets the evidence back. She resurrects Chucky, right? And it's kind of funny, right? So then she realizes that Chucky is an asshole, and Chucky has always been an asshole. But I have to say, the books are better. The books are way better. The books are phenomenal. The books of Child Plays are phenomenal. Like, for example, in the books, you learn that Chucky's mom was a little person. Sorry, it's very hot in the apartment. Was a little person, and you also realize that his first murder was his own mom. Yeah. You also got in the movies. Another part, well, there's the implication that the father of Chucky was a murderer too. There's a lot of implication that he was a murderer. That's possibly why he is, but it's not clear. Yeah. So with Bride, Chucky, she did an asshole. She imprisoned him. Chucky wants revenge. He kills her. And it's like, you know what? I'm stuck in his body. Maybe he's stuck in a doll body. So he imprisoned her in a doll body. Then she makes makeup, and then she's it's such a horrible movie, but at the same time, there's so many saving graces too. She puts a yeah, he puts her in a doll body. The neighbors of Tilly, which is Tiffany Tilly, that's her real name. Well, not that's not her real name. That's a character name. Is a young that need money, so they said, hey, there's an amulet. So then she gets this about Chucky, and then she tells Chucky like, dude, I want to get my body back. He's like, well, now you're stuck to help me. So we need the amulet. If we have the amulet, so technically speaking, what happened was Chucky is the curse, right? The curse is the only person that can save Chucky is Andy Barkins. Why? Because you're supposed to take the body of the first person you tell. So, for example, Chucky, when Charlie Ray became Chucky, he told Andy Larkin, hey, I'm Charles Lee Ray. And because he told him that he's Charles Lee Ray, the only one he can trade soul with is Andy. They signed a contract, right? So there is another option, which is the amulet that he had when he died, right? Like, hey, this amulet, it can save us. So they take this young couple, which is the neighbor and the daughter of the police officer, and they go. They go to get the amulet, right? So the saving grace of the movie, try to think about, because I've been very negative with it. Think about what to think to say first. There's a lot of funny moments. Like, for example, there's this goth kid in the beginning, and this goth thing wants Tilly, right? But then you realize that there's a real pictures of him, and he's a freaking nerd. So that made me laugh, right? Um, the couple itself is actually kind of cute because they're going around, and Chucky and Tilly are in the back, and they're killing, because child play is about killing, right? And they're killing, and they're killing, and they're killing, and they're killing, and people think that they're the couple, right? Now, my gripe with that, the thing that I didn't like as much was the fact that the couple thinks each other's the killer, but they're not acting on it. They're just like, oh my god, you're the killer. No, you're the killer. No, hey, I think that you're the killer. So it's kind of some of this is samey, and it gets old very fast. It's not a big deal, but it gets old, right? Um, the gay best friend that's helping them again. It's not that big of a deal, but they were very pro gay, and even you can see the Chucky, the son of Chucky, is his daughter is. It's confusing. I don't know if it's transsex or um, trans. Trans is when you have both. Trans is when you were born in the wrong body, I guess. I don't know how it works, to be honest. I don't know. I'm not sure. It's so complex. So yeah, so when you do a show like the series of Chucky, and you're super LGBT pro friendly, LGBTQA friendly, you can say like, oh, we've always been, and that's the truth, right? So that's kind of pop. That's kind of cool. So um, they go, they steal. You see Tiffany. Tiffany starts to, and you feel bad for Tiffany. The whole story is Tiffany being a victim. So she primes Chucky and she primes Chucky and she primes Chucky, and they have fun. But he kind of treats her like shit, right? And then there's actually kind of a badass scene. With the girlfriend and the boyfriend, which is the neighbor and the daughter of the police chief. They realize that they fight a lot. Like, okay, well, let's investigate, right? So Tilly makes some Swedish meatball, which is mentioned in the beginning that he likes it. It's never mentioned before, it's never mentioned again. The fact that he mentioned in the beginning to use it in the end is cool. This phone the whole night. Oh my god, I hate you. I'm gonna lose my mind. So this is working.
She the goose, man. No joke, man.
Okay. What I did is because what I did is I recorded some live to watch later on. When I stream, the reality is I recorded more live than I stream, which means that I have not as much time to watch them, which means that my phone is full and I don't know what to delete because I don't want to delete it live. I'm just gonna get the phone back. Okay, grabbing a chair, of course, in our pamphlets as well, because this is how we do it, and this is how we do it. Fuck. I need to sleep. Today's kind of the day. I want to celebrate it, but I'm not tired. It's been going on for a while now. Okay. Crown Part 2. Crown Part 3. Day 271, Crown Part 3. We're uploading. Cause I need to upload constantly, constantly. I need to upload. Cause I am freaking crazy. I would wish I would see, I would scream, I would dream. So yeah, they pushed a couple to fight, which is a good scene because they're putting them against each other. But the end of the movie, I think the reason why the movie doesn't work is because it's supposed to be funny, but it's kind of sad because you just see. So it's complex because you're seeing Tiffany, and Tiffany is not annoying. There's a lot of characters that I find more annoying. Charles Lee Ray or Chucky is just an asshole here. He is just an asshole. But then again, you don't want to make him a nice guy because he has always been an asshole. Now, ultimately speaking, it gets the relationship does get better, and see the Chucky, but it's so complex because even to see the Chucky. So at the end of Brother Chucky, Tiffany betrays Chucky. And you see the Chucky at the end, Tiffany betrays Chucky. So you're like, did you just do the same plot twice? And the answer is yes. So the whole movie you feel bad for Tiffany because Chucky is such an asshole. And when she betrays him, it's finally like, holy shit, this is kind of cool. The saving grace is a girl that's in a tough relationship or a not loving relationship and she gets out of it. And it has to be our hero, which is Chucky, but still. Other than negative, I don't think that the couple of kids, not they're not kids, they're teenager, right? The couple of kids are not super, not relatable, but they're not super, like, you don't care about them. They're just not super lovable. There's nothing special about them, so you just like, okay, well, Tiffany and Chucky are 10 times more entertaining. Um, and that is pretty much it. That's it for Bread of Chucky. So again, a horrible movie with a couple of saving grace. Like for example, it's definitely the worst movie that I watched in a while. Is it the worst movie ever made? No, the worst movie ever made is, without a doubt, The Room. And this blows The Room out of the water. But then, if your only like flex is that you're better than the Room, then it's not really a flex. Okay, next on the list, we have holy fuck! I didn't do Animated Predator 2. I didn't do it. I'm so sorry, guys. So Animated Predator 2 to me was a bit lackluster, right? So the first one was really pushing about the alliance between the human and the predator, right? Just like before, and it's really powerful because like holy shit, this actually works, right? But, and I do mean the but, uh, there is a couple of really sweet moments in the movie. For example, so in Predator, so basically the strength of Predator 1 was a single sentence said by the main character. The main character at one point says, "There's a war, and we're gonna have to start to choose which side we're on." Right? And the second one, they fix the problem. So it's alien with Predator, and the human are stuck in between, right? So it's more so about the humans than the alien with Predator, and it does matter. For example, um, I think in the first one the strength was there's a lot of lore. The second one there was not enough lore. There's a lot less, which actually gives the chance for the story to happen. I don't need to cushion it with the lore itself, right? It was an okay movie, nothing special about it though. It's a small town. There's a couple of endearing characters, but nothing special. Then we have when we found the movie of the evening, we have Be Get Cool. So Be Cool, I believe it's Be Cool. Wait a second, I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna go do here because Here I got porn. Now I'm starting to be tired, which is good. This is why I'm having a problem talking. Not because I'm impaired. I'm impaired by sleep, dude. Okay, so John, Chili Palmer. Chili Palmer, be cool. And this is nuts. This is really nuts. Because I did not know that. So I didn't even know that Chili Palmer existed. And now you look at the two movies, there's 10 years difference. So Get Shorty, which is the movie that we watched. So Get Shorty, in my opinion, was possibly one of the better movies that I watched this month. We've been watching a lot of movies. Because of that, I wanted to learn more about Chili Palmer's adventure, which led me to watch Be Cool. Now, the craziest thing is, I didn't know they were a sequel. I didn't know they were together, right? So Get Shorty was like kind of like this movie that I didn't care about, but I watched it because it was leaving that day, like I said in the beginning. It's like, okay, Chili Palmer's kind of cool. And then it gave me this movie, which is Be Cool. And the first title was like Chili Palmer, follow Chili Palmer adventure. Like, holy shit, kind of cool. So Be Cool is this really weird movie that's kind of work but doesn't work at the same time. So Get Shorty was one of my favorite movies this month because the Chili Palmer was charismatic. It was the dude that knew what he's doing. There was confidence. There was a lot of confidence. It's just a good movie. It's just well made. You like the character of John Travolta. There's a lot of Pulp Fiction, and Be Cool. The Pulp Fiction is pushed to the extreme because there's Uma Thurman in there. So it's really well made. Be Cool pros and cons. Okay, so basically, Be Cool is what? Be Cool is the same story. So, and in the first movie, I'm gonna have to tell about the first movie. In the first movie, you get the main character, which is Chili Palmer, that comes in, and Chili Palmer is like, dude, I used to be a Shylock. I used to be like this really high-ranking guy in the mafia, but then my boss got killed. Oh, this is needing. The phone is too hot. It's gonna close soon. Sorry about this, guys. It's gonna be tough, but hey, no choice. So my boss is killed. Well, not killed. He has a heart attack. And now I'm at the bottom of the barrel, right? The guy's in charge doesn't like me, and I don't like him. So the whole thing is, I want to get into the movie industry because there's money to be made. And my story is actually pretty freaking good. So, and the second one, which is Be Cool, he wants to get into the music industry. Right? So let's go with the cons and the pros at the same time. Because there's so many. The pros, if you watch the first movie, there's also a con though. You guys watch the characters, like that individual is there. So much of the characters that was there in the beginning are there. Is there enough? No. Gianni Gandolfini is not there. I think the only one that's there is Danny DeVito. Chili Palmer is a bit more attracted there. You don't feel the same way about him. It feels like, it's almost like a comedy. In the first one, he feels like a charismatic guy. And this one, they're pushing in a bit more the envelope of badass, more than anything else. So he's a badass. People like, dude, you don't know shit. And then he's like, okay, well, actually, no more than you think. So he tells, like, for example, this guy, he's like, hey, pretend like you're a gangster, but you're really rich, right? And you're east, so don't play gangster with me. And it's kind of funny because he has her dominance in a smart way versus being charismatic, like, hey, you shouldn't do that. That's not cool, right? I want to win the close seat, but that's okay. We're almost done. We're almost freaking done. This is my last movies today. That feels good. So yeah, pros, the movie is actually really good. The singers are really good. It's really talented. There's a lot about the music. I feel like Uma Thurman did a really good job. John Travolta possibly did less of a good job for the second movie than the first, but Uma Thurman saved the day tenfold. The music industry is not that interesting to me, so I was less connected than the movie industry. The number of actors in there is crazy. Like Vince Vaughn plays this character that is a sort of like a gangster. Possibly, I'm gonna get in trouble for saying that, but Wiga. If you know what a Wiga is a Wiga. I don't know what you said. A Wiga. So yeah, you got the father of Adam Sandler and Lil Nicky that plays short. Again, John Travolta, I preferred him in the first. Vince Vaughn and his manager, they're boring. So they're a character that's kind of endearing. They're well put together. They're well acted. It's not a problem. But it just feels like villains. It just feels like, I swear to God, they made me think, and I'm sorry to say that, they made me think of Jesse and James in Pokemon. They're going, oh, I got my evil plan. Oh, you're gonna work that way. It doesn't work. We'll be back. And like, dude, what the fuck? Like, what is this movie about, you know? And they just come over and over and over again. The movie also feels very long. Not because it's long, it's 2 hours, but there's a lot of repeated sequence, where there's a lot of similar, linear, right? So it's not that creative, it's not that original, it's not that great. However, there's a lot of good scenes. For example, The Rock plays this sort of, it implies it's gay, but it's not said. So he plays this feminine version of him. So when he's doing that, it's like, dude, he must have really got to wanted the role, right? Uma Thurman is a huge role because she's sort of cool. So you got sort of Chili Palmer, which is John Travolta, in a massive man, and really telling them like, hey, this is how you avoid getting in trouble. For example, there's a scene where the people that are owed money to, so they have this record label, and they're owing money to a group of people. I don't know because there's a specific name they use. There's even Andrew 2000. There's 2 appearances from Black Eyed Peas, dude, the whole group, and he tells them, Paul Kalmer and Uma Thurman, like, okay, be cool. This is what you're gonna do. This is what you're gonna do. This is what you're gonna do, and it works. Like, okay, well, this is fucking gangster, right? But no, because it feels so bossy. And again, like, my problem with the movie is you really understand what they were trying to do. So, for example, you got this scene. I got a pimple in the pocket. You got this scene, right? And in this scene, they just got almost like intimidated. Like, well, you owe us 100,000. You're gonna pay up right now. And Uma Thurman and Paul Kalmer's like, and then you got John Travolta that intervene. If people don't like him, they're like, who are you, tough guy? And then he convinces them because he knows information about the daughter of the guy in charge. Again, I'm not saying the name because I don't remember the name of the actor. Sorry. And then they go out, and he turns to Uma Thurman, and he's like, hey, like a piece tonight, are you interested? And it's supposed to be this badass moment where he doesn't care, but just comes out cocky. He just comes out cocky, arrogant, doesn't care about the life of people. Could have gotten them killed. It feels very arrogant, right? Like, I don't like that. As if in a movie that they Alien vs Predator 1. Yeah. No, sorry, 2. It's better than the first one. Yeah. I was gonna say Alien vs Predator, but I'm realizing that when the best scene that you have is the lure. You know, there's a lot of scenes that are boring. For example, there's this guy with a camera. Like, oh, I have to film everything. Like, okay, I get it. You want to impress your kid. It just comes out that it's annoying, you know? So that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna let you guys go. Ready for 4 minutes. I'm sorry, I'm a bit tired. When I'm tired, I don't speak that well. I'm sorry about that. But I love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Don't blink. It's your boy Ink. Welcome to the show. Because I'm doing having a wonderful day. On this glorious day 271 of Vendetta. 10 of the day. Today, we're talking about the games that we tried. I'm a bit tired. It's going to be a bit harder. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to succeed. I'm going to do it together. Hell yeah, right? So, of course, I'm going to talk about the game that I did like, that I did not like. Talk about the game for today. We're going to be playing Trailer Park Boy Crazy Money. Because today's kind of the day. And I wanted to play a kind of Canadian game for that. That's the game that I chose. Trailer Park Boy Crazy Money, there's so much to talk about. It was so popular back then because back then everybody did it. Everybody did this sort of idle game where you collect resources. There was this one. There was this WWE, which was the exact same. There was this grow plant, which was a wheat farm. That was exactly the same thing. There were so many games like that, and Trailer Park Boys' only selling point was they were using the character from Trailer Park Boys, and they worked because they got me hooked. You had a chest every 4 hours. I would wake up during the nights to pick up the chests. Absolutely, I was hooked on it, and it was a great game because you had so many characters, you had so many costumes. So it was really nice. It was really nice. I'm not saying that this is my favorite game, but last year what I did was, which was crazy. They took it out on YouTube, by the way. Last year, for kind of day, I played Trailer Park Boy 3C Money the whole day, and I've listened to the Trailer Park Boy podcast the whole day. It was on YouTube, now it's not on YouTube anymore, so check it out. Why? I don't know, but still. So, it's a great game. It's not something I'm going to be playing eternally, but if I play for 1 week, I play for 1 week. If I play for 2 weeks, we play for 2 weeks. It's fun. It's fun, and it's content, you know? So, who gives a shit? It's content, so who gives a shit is the greatest line I'm going to say today. Okay? The second game, we were playing Dungeon Sister. So, I was looking for an idle game because I was playing in Seven Night Idle, which is the perfect idle game. You don't need to go further. It is the perfect idle game. It is unbelievable. Honestly, the perfect game, right? And I was like, okay, well, guess what? Dungeon Sister would be cool because right now what we're doing is, for example, we're streaming 12 hours. I have the tower open for 12 hours and I have Seven Night Idle. So I would like a second game. I was like, you know what? You should do 4 hours of Idle Night and 4 hours of Dungeon Sister, right? And that would be cool. And I was like, if this works, and you're done with it, right? So my goal was that, right? And I was like, you know what? That actually could work. I played a game. It was really fun, but I have to do this. My apologies. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Sorry. Second part, and I'm gonna put it as second part because why not? I was playing Dungeon Sister, and it just didn't feel the same. I did like the retro, I did like the action, I did like the whole thing, but it just felt a little bit too not repetitive, but a little bit too plain. Yeah, plain. Not enough spices. So we're not gonna play it. It's a good game. Don't get me wrong, but you know the craziest thing? Dungeon Sister would have been the game that I chose if I didn't figure out about Seven Nights Idle. Seven Nights Idle is just fucking great. It's just so good. Next game. Not trying to hurry, but I want to sleep, to be honest. And I'm sorry I'm complaining, but it's a fact. Oh, the fucking apartment is so hot. Next part, we have Idle Museum. Idle Museum, I was looking for an idle game. So when I upload, when I, you know, download, when I do my stuff, when I work behind the scene, I like to have an idle game in the background. Idle Museum was actually really cool. So at this museum, the more you increase certain exhibits, the better the exhibits are. They actually show. It's really cool. I like the fact that they're like small character jumping from square to square. I really did like that. The game is cute. The game is simple. It's a great time waster because, for example, you'll have the museum, you'll have cash to increase your facility. So super simple, super common. You'll have robber that'll come in, try to rob you. You'll have robbers. You'll have what? You'll have garbage on the floor. So you have to pick that up. So in the two cases, you have to click on the screen. So it's kind of nice because it brings you back to reality. However, it's boring. It's not boring in the sense of it's not boring in the sense of there's nothing to do. It's boring in the sense of you play for 20 minutes and you're done. Okay, well that was a great time waster. And I want you guys to understand something. The game itself is absolutely phenomenal. I would love to be able to pick up the phone for 20 minutes and be like, you know what? I'm gonna play this. I'm going to work. I'm going on the bus. I want to relax when I listen to music. This is the perfect game. But in my case, I'm playing it, so I'm like, dude, it's not enough. It's not entertaining enough for me to play it in the active fashion, which again beats the purpose, which is an idle purpose. So yeah, we played Idle Planet Miner. So Idle Planet Miner is a great story. So back then, I was okay. So back then, I used to play it a lot. One of my most popular videos, if you look at it, is Idle Planet Miner. Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And Idle Planet Miner was this game. So this is a very sad story. But it's a true story. I'm gonna show you. Uh, it's I think it's in ink vendetta, but I'm not sure. It might be in ink. Public private. What is that? Views. No. Visibility sort by most viewed. Holy shit, we're having a lot of freaking. We're having a lot of freaking views, bro. Okay, so it's not the right channel. Give me a sec, guys. Because I think I feel like it's important as to why we like the game. Not this is not the reason why I like the game so much, but of course when something works, it works, and I'm happy about it. Short videos. We're gonna do sort by visibility. I'm dumb. See, I'm tired. That's why I'm having a harder time. The video on the gaming channel that has 12,000 views did the most is this Idle Planet Miner. The Tower. Idle Planet Miner. Mega Tower, 830. Insane. Insane amount of views. So yeah, I'm sorry, I'm super hot. I'm just gonna be turning on this. I think I'm gonna get some water too. Don't worry, I'm gonna take you with me. That much battery do I have? Do I have time? 21%. That's what's so stupid. So yeah, I don't play Miner. I used to play it. The reason as to why it's so dumb, I'm telling you right now, it's so dumb. So I was playing the tower, and back then I just had a crown, and I was thinking that the game was a bit less idle than I wanted to, and again I was spending 3 hours uploading and doing shit like that. So I was like, you know what? I need a game that's more idle. Try Planet Idle Miner. And then I was dealing with shit back then. You know why? You know why? And this is a true story, and you're gonna freak out. You're gonna freak out. This is swear to end of the Bible, the truth. Because I was like, dude, I love this game. The Tower Crown. I was insecure because I was like, dude, I'm playing a game for every single day. And back then, we were making mistakes. What I'm speaking thing that I made with Crown, I spent a year because I was working in tier 1. I'm not even joking. Yeah. So I was like, maybe I'm not made for that. So I tried to play Miner Idle a little bit. It was fun. But the problem with Idle Planet Miner, which what I found was what? Super simple. If you look at the videos, and again, I swear to God, this is true. I swear on everything that's holy that this is true. I swear on everything that's holy that this is the entire truth. Look at this. Idle Planet Miner, right? 11 hours. 9 hours. Somebody said, look at this. How did you play this for 12 hours straight? I said, I have friend. This is just a bunch of 1 day video. So I played until I got 12 hours of gameplay, and then I merged them using CapCut. True story. True story. True story, dude. I was. And this is kind of why I stopped. because the game itself isn't that bad, but it's not great. Okay, I have to restart that. Can't be too much complaining because this is a great game. The memory that I had was I was playing a game that felt like the tower because it's the main by the same company. This is why it's so important to me, right? But it was kind of boring. So what I would do, sometimes I would do 30 minutes, an hour. I would keep them on my phone, bro. I would keep them on my phone. And then when I had 12 hours, I would submerge them. How insane is this? Who does that? But I was doing it, right? So first of all, it was taking too much space and it was taking too much time. It would take me like 12 days or like 2 weeks to fill it up. So I was like, okay, well, this does make sense. And the game itself was nice, but it was kind of not necessarily boring, but not as fun as a tower. So why did we choose it? You know why?